Hello everyone, welcome to this short video. In this video, I would like to quickly show you how to um, set up your Git account. I will show us how to actually install Git, configure Git, and create a new repo or repository. And of course, I will show us how to add a file to the repository and add changes or add files, commit changes, and at some point we will actually push those changes to the repo. And yeah, it should be something that will link up with our local repository and of course the GitHub account that we must have created, and that is on our remote account. So let's get started. My screen, you have the my account. Actually, this is my account, and as you can see on the right hand side, I've got my name there and everything that is associated with my account. And on the left hand side, we have our top repository. Well, my top repository that I've done so far. And in this particular lesson, I just want to quickly show us, like I said, how to uh, get our local repository connected to our remote account, which is this GitHub account here. So in this my GitHub account, all I need to do is to create a new repo, and I can call this repo maybe let's say test, or better still, I can do demo. Excuse me. I can do demo, and as soon as I hit demo, as soon as I hit create repository, I should have it. If I'm agreeing with everything that I have here, I've got public, which of course is my default setting. So I put my Git account to a public domain, to the public domain, that it should be seen by anyone and everyone. So I'm okay with that, so long I don't have anything confidential inside the folder. So I do always encourage us to do a readme file. So I'm going to check that. I have it there. And in the readme file, you see immediately I hit that checkbox, I've got this hard.git ignore, which is part of the Git files that is associated with this GitHub account and of course with this particular repository. All right, so let's hit create repository. Good. So I have here now my Git repo. So I've successfully created my account and I've created a repository called demo. The next thing is to try and use my shell or my terminal, as it's called in Mac. Since I'm a Mac user, I've got terminal. So I go and check my terminal, and there you go. This is my terminal, and in my terminal here, I enter that pwd, that is print working directory, and it prints the directory I'm currently in. So I'm the user, and the user there is me. That's my name there. And if for any reason you are using a different operating system like Windows, so you can easily use your what we call the CMD, that is your command line interface as well. So in this case, let's proceed. If I'm happy that I clone into this directory, then that's fine. But I don't want this directory, so I want to go into my downloads directory, where of course I would like um, my clone to be, or the folder to be. So I do cd down capital D, because it's download. Of course, I have the capital D there, and I will use make use of my autocomplete to just hit tab, I hit the tab button, then I have downloads. I hit enter, and it takes me to my download folder. All right, good. So we're making progress. Just again, I forgot to mention this while I'm here. Before you clone any of your repository or your folder, you want to clone your local to your you want to clone your remote repository to your local one. What you need to do is to first of all check if you've had a Git installed, and I can quickly check that if I don't want to interrupt this particular procedure. So I can do a new command, new terminal, and the new terminal, let me use Homebrew, and it's up here. I can actually check if I've had Git installed. Let me make it bigger so everyone can see. So let's do Git -v, gives me the current Git version. Okay, Git -v will actually print the Git version that that I have currently installed on my laptop. All right, and another thing to check, of course, is to check if I have everything configured correctly. Like, what I mean is, am I sure I've done the needful? That is to check if I've configured my local account, my local Git account. I've set it up correctly. And how do I check that? So I have to check if I've got my username configured and my email address configured. So how do I go about this? Let me quickly tell us. I have a note here that I always use as a reference. So you can see I have Git new token generated out of that, but let's do this part, which is Git config global. I copy it and I go back here and I do this. I just paste it there and I hit enter. And as you can see, I have user.name, which is equals to the Emmanuel Adefila that I've had configured. Of course, that's my name. And I have user email is adefila@gmail.com. And in some cases, you see, this is the if you have not had it configured, this is what you need to enter in your CLI, that is your command line interface or your terminal. So you just enter this, copy it, put it on the sheet there, and then you put your name, have the both codes checked in, put your email, and once you have this configured, if you enter this particular command line, this command here, you'll be able to get this result that I just that I have currently on my screen. Okay, good. Now that we are very sure that I've had my username and email correctly set up, so let's proceed. I will just close this down. Then I go back to the downloads where I was actually trying to clone what I have here. Let me put this one down as well so it doesn't confuse us. So I go back here. Again, this is my GitHub account that is in front of me, which is emmadev@demo. So let's take note of that. And I want to clone this particular repository that we just created a while ago. Now we go back to my, before I do that, I have to go to the code section here, use the drop down, and copy the URL, which is https://github.com, and my username, and of course the repository that we are in .git. So let's do this. I copy that, and I do git clone. That command git clone, and then I put the URL there. And as soon as I hit enter, just watch what will happen. You can see it cloned what I have remotely on my server there, like what I just told us, which is the demo here. It's now in my downloads folder. I can easily go to my Finder and I'll be able to see in my Finder what exactly I just did. So that's a quick one. I go back here, I check Finder, and I go to download, and I can see here, this is demo. I take it from the list view to maybe columns, and there you go. You can see here that you have inside the demo my readme.md, and that's exactly what we have currently, which is this one here, readme. Okay, good. So now we are making progress. What should be the next thing? We have to cd into this demo repository from our local file. So let's do cd demo. Okay, I use the tab. Immediately I use the tab because I have some other things here in my download folder that carries DE as well, that starts with DE. So that's why you can see here that we've got a couple of them. But let's say I want to narrow it down to M there, and I still press the tab again, and you can see it auto completed it for me. And as soon as I hit enter, I should be in that demo folder. Okay, let's do it. And that's it. Now you can see something changed here. From downloads, I see it into demo, and immediately I hit enter, I have demo Git. And in this case, I've got my master that I'm looking at, my master, my master branch. Okay, like I'm on my master. The head is the master, or rather, they will say the main is the head. Okay, so we can either use the word master or main. Okay. Now, let's proceed. Let me quickly, since we're in my demo folder, let's do an ls, and we'll still see exactly what we saw here, which is the readme.md. So let's just check from the use of the CLI. ls will do give us the readme, and you can see there I've got readme.md. Okay, we are making progress. So what next? Let's try to add a file to this particular folder or this repo that we have. We'll do it locally here. We had a file locally, and then we push whatever we had here, of course, or whatever we've been able to add successfully. Okay, we'll push it back to the remote repository, because whatever you're doing here, just so you know, whatever you're doing here, you're doing it locally now. Is not there until you push, or you do a git push to the repo. Then you now see whatever changes you've made here in your repository, which is your remote server. All right, so I will use yet another command, and again I want to be showing us the step-by-step procedure, so that I'm making it a very slow, like this recording is very slow, and I would want us to really get the idea, and of course be able to be to deploy or make changes or use Git confidently. Okay. Excuse me. So I go back to Word here, and as you can see, I have the step-by-step like I told us the earlier on is in there. But then let's take this one away and go back to this one here, and you can use echo. Okay, we can type echo to make yet another step. So we do echo to write something. So let's do this. I'm just going to copy it because I have everything there. So we can do copy, and then we do echo, like echo or better still, let me just do it like this, and I put this down. Actually, I can put it down there. I can put it down here. You can do echo echo. We put something there. I will do another git test. Okay, we close it and we try to make sure that we put the name of the file that we are actually deploying this to. We can put the name to be the name of the file rather. Just put the name to say, okay, git dot, or there's a git class.txt. Just name the file like that. Txt, sorry, txt, okay, and we hit enter, and there we go. We have git.txt. As you can see, immediately I hit enter, you see here on my folder, you can see that it has been added again in that folder. Remember, we're still having this demo folder there, and you can see I hit enter and you have the git class.txt there. Remember that all of this we're doing, it's actually on our local machine or on our local computer, and it has not been pushed to the remote server. So what we need to do now is to continue just to see that this was well written. This file that we've created has been created successfully, and we have this thing here, another git test written in the file. So how can we check that? We use what we call the cat command. Cat will give us what exactly we have there. Is like you're saying open this particular file called git class.txt. Okay, you're telling it to open it. Immediately you hit enter, you will have exactly this particular word there, and that's what we have here, which is another git test. Okay, beautiful. So how do we proceed? Quite simple. We can still proceed here to say that, all right, let's now make sure that this change, we want to push it to the repo here. Okay, remember this repo is online. You can see github.com and my username and exactly the repo that we are in. If you refresh it, you will not see anything there. Like, you can't see nothing. You only see the demo and the readme file. But locally, you've made changes. You've added the file here, this .txt file that carries or that has something written in, which is another git test. We need to make sure that it's pushed to this remote server. So how do we go about that? We need to first of all use the word, this git command called git add. We can do git add and then space dot to add everything. It's very okay for us to do that, but again, we can also just do git add and enter this particular word, git class.txt. That is the name of the folder. You are adding this folder, but this file, okay, to the to your account. You want to push it, so you need to add it, isn't it? So I can do git add. It will work. That means I'm adding everything and anything that has to do with these changes I've been making. Okay, and I can as well say, okay, I don't want to do everything. Just let me know. Everything I've done is even here anyway. Git class .txt. I can say just add it like that, and it will add it. So let's do that, and that's it. It's been added. How do I know it's added? Let's do a git status. That's another command to check whatever we've made. the changes we've made. It will let us see where we are. And as you can see, Git status gives us another hint here. And you can see here it says your branch is up to date with origin/master. Like I said, it could be origin/master or main, depending on what you are working on. So for me, I always have it as master. And if I go and check my GitHub account, you can see here that it's on my master that I've done, made those changes and I've added something. So it's fine. So remember that in your case, you may be saying main, not master. So it's also something to note. All right. Let's continue. So let's do the commit now. We need to commit this change. Git commit. We need to enter that word and we'll do M and then we'll put a message there for the git commit. It's a git commit -M and then we enter a message. You can say initial commit as a message, or you can say my first commit, anything you want there, just so your colleagues and whoever is tracking whatever you're doing on Git, they understand, and you yourself, you are well structured and you are not making any mistake whatsoever. All right, so if I do git flag, -M, initial commit, enter. And as you can see here, it says one file change, one insertion, create mode, and blah, blah, blah. So the next thing here is to use the git push, but we cannot push directly like this. We now have to, initially we used to have this, you entering your username and enter your password. But in this case, we use now what we called token to to push our changes. So how do we get this token? We go back to our remote server. We go here and we go to settings. We go to the top right hand corner where you have my name. You go to settings. And then from the settings, you will actually go to find the developer settings where on the left hand side, click on the developer settings. And then you go to personal access token. And you have this drop down of two possibilities. You take the one that has tokens with classic. So click that and then you have what it says generate new token. I can decide to generate a new token by hitting this and then click on this. It will generate a token, but for me in this class I've already generated a token, but let's just generate another token just so for everyone to really understand. So I can generate a token, and this time around it's asking me for my password to sign in. I will sign in just so I want every one of us to see that it's not magic as such, but it's something that we all need to learn. So now I'm here, I've successfully signed into my account. It says new personal access token. I need to generate another one. So I will say AWS devs, or I can say AWS test, and I will say this particular token should expire in the next 7 days. I don't really need 30 days now. So because of, I'm just showing us how this is done. Then I have all of this checked. I'm happy with everything here. I want to have the right to everything. If you think you want specific rights, you are free to uncheck. But for me, I'm happy to have everything checked. It's my account and for the sake of this tutorial. Okay, so, and I will hit generate token. Now, here we are. This is the token that has been generated. And just so you know, as soon as you have this particular token, you see what is written at the top here. It says, make sure to copy your personal access token now. You won't be able to see it again. That is very true, because as soon as we leave this window, we cannot see this token anymore. So let's hit copy, and we go and put it somewhere that we can edit, and then make sure we use it for our to push our changes to the remote server. So I'll go to my note here, and then I'll make those changes. So here we are. I'm going to do, we need something here, which is the Git heart. Let me just create another new one. So I put this token here so I don't just lose it. And then I go back to where I was before. And I can easily copy from here because we have Git remote. So I put it here and I replace it there, and GitHub G3 Cloud, not G3 Cloud now, but I can actually go to my username. My username is emmadev. So remember, my username was emmadev. I showed us when I was trying to open this file, and then we have demo at the back. So the name of the folder, the repository rather. So put it, and this particular line is what we need. We copy it here. Remember, it says git remote set URL origin, and then we enter the URL of that token, and at github.com / your username and the file, which is the demo file .git. This is all we need now. We go back to the CLI, but before then, let me go back here just to show us what we have. If I leave this page and go back to my GitHub account, let me just hit GitHub here, and as you can see, I go to demo here, and you can see Emma Dev Demo. This is what we added at the later part. So let me put that thing I copied and I paste it here, and as you can see, I'll make it bigger for us to see clearly. So you see there, we enter this particular word, git remote set URL origin https column / then my token here, and at github.com emma dev, which is my username like I told us earlier, and the repository name is demo. We have demo there .git, and that's all I need. As soon as I hit enter, we should be able to now push. If you accept it, hopefully there won't be any error. So let me hit enter now, and as you can see, it returns nothing, meaning that there is no error. So one last thing to do now, and we are okay to see our changes reflect, is to use the final Git command, which is the Git push that we've been talking about right from the very beginning. That we need to push something, we need to push our changes and everything like that. So we need to now use that final word. And how do we go about this? It's so simple. We just need to do what we call the git push. Like you say, git push, okay? Git push. Then you have your -u origin. What's my origin now? It's not main, but my origin in this case is master. Like I showed us, you can see it has been flagged master, and then the other one in my Git repo, I've got master. So my head is master. In your own, you might have it as main. So take note, please. Okay, now all I need to do is to hit enter, and my change should, like if there's no error, it should do a kind of similar to what we saw when I was cloning. So this time around, it's going to be pushing those changes as soon as I hit enter to the remote. It's going to push those changes to the remote server. And as you can see, you see that's pushed it successfully. And I think we are all good. Right, how do we know that that's successful? Let's refresh this page. That, of course, it's the remote GitHub page and my account. So right now you can see we have demo, we have readme.md. So if I refresh, we should be able to see that file that we added locally. We have now been able to push successfully to this remote server and the GitHub account. And you can see I just refreshed and voila, git class.txt initial commit 8 minutes ago. The first time we created was 27 minutes ago when we're opening and just creating that repo. So we have successfully remotely connected to our Git account, and we've been able to make changes locally and push the change that we made locally successfully to the remote Git hub account that we've created as well. How sweet is that? So this is similar way you're going to be making your changes, submitting your assignment, um, making it available for prospective clients that needs to see your work, your deployment, and of course what you've been up to. You can share the URL with them and they will be able to see it. Remember, this account I set it as public, so not private now, so I can easily give it to anyone. Thank you very much, and I hope this class has been beneficial. If you have any question that you would like to ask, or something you want to know, or maybe something I forgot to mention, please drop them in the comment section, and I'll be more than willing to respond within the space of 24 to 48 hours as soon as I see it dropped. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.